And the bad news is we've got our favourite Darren back, Darren G. And I'm a few days late on this one, but this is fucking brilliant. I can't believe that I missed it. Darren G has come out with a scathing TikTok. It's been clipped out of one of his lives, obviously, calling out Darren Till. Yes, Darren Till, the ex-UFC fighter, who was like 6-5 in the UFC, who's now a professional boxer on Misfits. Obviously, Misfits isn't the greatest of standard, but he still fought Darren Stewart, Luke Rockhold. I think it was Darren Stewart, Luke Rockhold, and Anthony Smith, who all well, Anthony Smith's pretty good for Misfits. Darren Stewart's tough as old boots, ex-UFC as well, and Luke Rockhold, we all know who he is. So Darren G has said that Darren Till, he's screaming that no one wants to fight him, but Darren G will fight him. He's been calling him out for 6.5 years, and he will break his jaw. But Darren Till is apparently scared shitless of Darren G. Now, Darren G, I do worry about him sometimes because I genuinely think he actually believes this himself. Like, he says it with such conviction. And so the reason he goes into a long pathway and a long story about the reasons why he doesn't like Darren Till, and he goes into a bit about the Paddy Pimblett, who's also from Liverpool, and the whole Smith family. So the basis of it is Darren G doesn't like the criminal fraternities and the drug gangs and X, Y, and Z who are in Liverpool. Okay, and that's fair enough. People don't want that in their community. Darren G stands against that with the whole choose a life, not a knife, and all that stuff. Fair enough. So his issue is Paddy Pimblett, because he's another one who he doesn't like, but he hasn't actually called Paddy Pimblett out for a fight. Is that there was a murder in Liverpool a few years back, and the perpetrator, yeah, was a guy called Thomas Cashman. So apparently Paddy Pimblett and this Thomas Cashman guy, obviously he's in prison doing a life sentence, are friends, and Paddy Pimblett is friends with him. So this isn't in the public eye. This isn't public knowledge. The guy's in prison for life, and Paddy Pimblett apparently writes him letters. He hasn't been to visit him, Darren G goes on to say. So Paddy Pimblett should have distanced himself from this. Now, I can understand the sentiment. I can understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, if you've obviously on these estates in Liverpool, it seems like a pretty small community where everyone knows each other. And it's not a massive city, not like London, where north, east, south, west, no one knows each other because it's such a huge place with thousands of estates. It's not like that. These estates are big estates, and there's only a few of them, and everyone knows each other. So if you've lived on the same road as someone from one of these inner city, real rough estates like Paddy Pimblett and potentially this guy, and they commit an act of a murder. It was a gang shooting, I believe, but it was I think I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I haven't done any research on this. I've just literally seen the video. I've got to talk about this. I believe it was a wrong person that got accidentally hit in the process of it all. It was a young lady, if I remember rightly, and obviously it's fucking terrible. But at the same time, it's like Paddy Pimblett's grown up with this fella, and he's one of his best mates. And why is he not allowed to be friends with someone anymore? You know, like. It's a tough one because the situation's heinous. But if you are friends with gangsters and you've grown up with gangsters, and I'm not saying that it's all right. Of course I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. So please don't get the wrong end of the stick what I'm saying. But if you've grown up around these people and you've grown up with gangsters, that someone getting accidentally, tragically hit in the process of one of these things, it's sort of like just collateral damage and just part of the job. Paddy Pimblett isn't doing it himself, and just from writing to someone who is potentially like one of his best friends who he might have lived next door to or lived over the road to or whatever else, it's like, do you hate Paddy Pimblett for that? Do you maybe hate the guy who done it? Do you hate Paddy Pimblett really? I just think like it's probably just, you know, leave it up to, it's his life, leave it up to him. Whatever, it wasn't him that done the thing, was it? Do you know what I mean? So Darren Till, back to Darren Till. Oh, and the Smith family are all raging cokeheads apparently. They have no interest in, although you've got Liam Smith, Callum Smith, I I'm trying to think. There's another brother as well who competes, but Liam Smith and Callum Smith are two of like the most popular boxers in the UK, both fighting at elite professional level. Liam Smith recently beat and then lost to Chris Eubank. Callum Smith, he just come off the back of a massive win. Who was it? Was it Joshua Boatsi? Did he beat Joshua Boatsi, I think? Anyway, real, and they're very, very popular, and they always have been, and they're great. They're elite level boxers, world class, especially Callum. And Darren G says that one of them sniffs coke every week, and they don't care about legacy, and they're surrounded by drug dealers and gangsters. Didn't name anyone. He normally likes to name people, and I just find it hard to believe because they all have a gym together. All the brothers, one of the brothers does the corners and this and that, and I just can't see it myself. But you know, I might be wrong. And he said like one of them just sniffs coke on the weekend every weekend. Now I assume he's probably talking about Liam. I might be wrong, but he just gives off that sort of vibe, plays Sunday League football, likes to drink, this and that. But if that's what he wants to do when he's not fighting, what's the issue? Don't make him a bad guy. Obviously, it's morally not the best thing to do. Like, I particularly don't like it. I don't think it's a good drug to do. I think it's very damaging. I think people don't realise how damaging it actually is. But at the same time, if a fully grown man wants to do that on the weekend, it's like... whatever, it's not my problem. It's not Darren G's problem. He still competed at the top level, so maybe it'd be better if he didn't do it, but who knows. Anyway, so back to Darren Till. Darren Till is apparently friends with one of these other notorious gangsters who's ruining the city of Liverpool, and Darren G just doesn't like it one bit, and he thinks he's a scumbag and a drug dealer and all this crap just because he's associated with him. He doesn't say that he actually does that himself. It's just because he actually is associated with him, and apparently they're best mates. They've got pictures of them hugging and they grew up together or whatever else. It's just like, well, you're not going to all of a sudden just not be mates with your old mates anymore just because you're a Misfits, or just because you was in the UFC. I just don't understand. If you've grown up with someone, why would you just stop being friends with them? Unless they've done something heinous, like they were like nonce or something like that. If they're just like a gangster, it's just, you just ignore what they do, don't you? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, so let's do a breakdown. Let's do a breakdown and a fight prediction on the Darren Till, Darren G fight. Darren Till's obviously intimidated because Darren G's been calling him out for 6.5 years and he's going to break his jaw. So if Darren Till and Darren G came to fight, we've seen Darren Till's boxing skills now. They say we're having a boxing match. Darren Till boxes now. We've seen Darren Till's boxing skills. And as Misfits go, he's very, very talented. He's probably one of the best Misfits fighters. And everyone's saying he'd beat Jake Paul. I don't know if he would beat Jake Paul, but I think he'd give Jake Paul a good run for his money. He's an elite striker, Darren Till. If he was to compete at Muay Thai or K1 or just straight kickboxing, he would probably be one of the best in the world. Not one of the best boxers in the world, of course, but very, very good. Very good. Like area level, professionally good. Very fast, very strong, good chin. I just, if we've seen Darren Till, I can't believe, I never ever thought in my wildest dreams I would be breaking down a fight between Darren Till and Darren G. But here we are, 2025. And then you've got Darren G. We've seen his boxing skills. He does keep fit and healthy. He's in pretty good shape, but he is nearly 50. And he's not the best boxer in the world. He's not the best at fighting in the world, really, in general. We've seen him in the bike seat situation. He's one of them that runs towards you and then runs away going, what, like the whole roadman style of fighting. With the gloves on, I would give him about 10 seconds with Darren Till in the ring. That is if he didn't run away. But then again, I think Darren Till will be quick enough just to punch him catch him on the way out as he was running away. I could see Darren G flying towards Darren Till like this and just getting caught. Darren Till's a southpaw, so getting caught, boom, on the way in with a big straight backhand. Good night. One punch. I think the only person who might be risking getting a broken jaw in the situation of Darren G versus Darren Till fight in any metric, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, K1, left way, karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, bare knuckle, you name it, taekwondo, wrestling, There isn't a single combat scenario in the world that I would put Darren G against Darren Till winning. And don't forget that Darren Till recently just called Darren G recently called on a fight with Danny Christie, and then also bottled it when Danny Christie was on his way down in the car. So he's not got the best record of turning up. He's been called out by Sam Walker. Didn't go. So yeah, it's all getting a bit much for me now, this video. Right, boys, anyway, thanks for watching. If you got this far, subscribe. Adios, le bosh.